This is video number 111 on your Firearms Defense channel. This is my video about the George Zimmerman trial and the aftermath of it. Now, the first thing here is I think the verdict was just and proper, and I think it was correct, and the right verdict was reached, and he was acquitted as it should have been. Now, having said that, first thing is here, before I speak about the race issue involved, I'm not a racist of any kind. I hate absolutely no one for the color of their skin, their religion, or their sexual orientation. Now, my Firearms Defense channel is it's a right-wing channel. It's a little to the right of the tail of the Hun, but having said that, I'm not a racist of any kind. Now, with that out of the way, that's all this issue was about. It was about race right from the very start. It was a white on black shooting which played right into the hands of the liberal press. It played right into the hands of our liberal government. Barack Obama weighed in right from the start. He said if I had a son, I would hope he looked like Trayvon. Attorney General Eric Holder weighed in. He said we're going to look into all sorts of other violations against him, and the NAACP weighed in, Al Sharpton weighed in, Jesse Jackson weighed in, everybody else weighed in. This was a racial issue right from the go. Now, every day, every evening, hundreds of black crimes are committed in our urban areas throughout the country, and no kind of issue is made about this. But let a white on black thing occur, and all of a sudden it gets plenty of play in the liberal press. Now, had this been a black on white crime, had George Zimmerman been black and Trayvon Martin been white, it wouldn't have been any issue made. Had they both been black, it wouldn't have been any issue made. Had it been two Mexicans, it wouldn't have been any issue made. And had they both been white, it would not have been an issue. But this was strictly white on black, and that's why it got so much play from the word go. Now, about the jury verdict itself, now, these so-called fair trials are set up to get the result they want to get. For instance, when the police officers were tried for the Rodney King beating, they held their trial in Simi Valley in a predominantly white area, and they were acquitted, and the aftermath of that was billions of dollars worth of damage in the so-called Rodney King riots. So that's one example of a trial set up to get the result you want. The other trial that was set up to get the result they wanted was the O.J. Simpson trial, of course. Instead of holding that trial in Brentwood, where it allegedly took place, they held it downtown before an all-minority jury. And, you know, of course he was acquitted. That was a result that was expected, and that's what everybody wanted, and that's what everybody got. And they avoided riots in Los Angeles because of his acquittal. Now, this trial was set up to achieve the same result. The prosecution got what they needed. They got an all-woman jury, which I have nothing against women, but they're just liberal and bleeding hearts, and they don't like guns and all of the above. There was exceptions at front side. I mean, some of the women on the firing line shoot better than I ever will, but those are exceptions. And they did have one female black juror. So the prosecution got just exactly what they wanted, which should have been a slam dunk. And George Zimmerman also didn't testify on his behalf, which usually isn't good for the defense. But the prosecution case was so shaky from the start and so bad, and they failed to prove their case beyond any kind of a reasonable doubt that he was acquitted. And that happened despite all the efforts to set it up in their favor, which didn't work. Now, the aftermath of this is that Eric Holder today went on the front page of the USA Today and says he wants to change the stand your ground laws, which now means you're not going to be able to stand your ground and shoot a criminal. You've got to retreat and all that good stuff. Now, that's absurd. I mean, what if one of these people breaks into your house? What are you going to do? You're going to gather up your wife and your kids and retreat to the backyard through your back gate? Or are you going to take your 2-year-old with you and retreat from this criminal? No, you're going to shoot the person. But that's what these standard ground laws are. They do away with them. That's absurd. You know, you ought to be able to stand your ground as a law-abiding citizen and kill criminals, as far as I'm concerned. But here's the other thing. Now I want to get back into the race issue again. Now, as I say, I'm not a racist, but to be perfectly candid, everything is out of control. The white people don't have any say anymore. We've lost it. The first place we lost it is Barack Obama got the Democratic nomination for president in 2008. Now, you can't tell me there were no white people qualified for that job. He shouldn't have received the nomination in the first place. He wasn't qualified, and that's another issue in and of itself, and there were plenty of white people qualified for that job, but he got it. He shouldn't have been elected, but he was. John McCain should have picked somebody else besides Sarah for his VP candidate, but he was told what to do by the Republican Party. So that was an issue. He got elected. He shouldn't have been elected. He got reelected. He shouldn't have been reelected. But the thing is, to me, the white people don't care. I put up a video on my Firearms Defense channel endorsing Mitt Romney for president. It got 163 views, so people don't care. So we've lost it in this country. We are now the minority. Barack Obama is our president. I don't think we're ever going to have another white president. Not only is he our president, he's appointing all minorities for his cabinet and people like that. So we don't have a chance. And along comes poor George Zimmerman, who shot this Trayvon Martin and acted in self-defense, and now all these people want to persecute the poor guy, you know, for no good reason at all. Now, one last thing about this guy Trayvon Martin here. The liberal press and all the liberals give us this picture of a 12-year-old Trayvon Martin, this poor little kid, you know, as George Zimmerman, this racist guy, shot, you know, this poor little 12-year-old kid. Well, I've received some real pictures of Trayvon Martin, the current person, from my internet friends, and this guy is now a full-grown gangbanger. He's 6'2", 175 pounds, big and muscular from working out. He's got all the gang tattoos. He's been in all the trouble, you know, and been thrown out of school for a lot of things, assaulted people. He's got a rap sheet, the whole 9 yards, but nobody wanted to point that out. Nobody saw fit to do that. So one last thing here. Good for George Zimmerman. It's a start. It's going to be a long road back for the white people if we ever get back. I think it's too far gone myself, but this case was a step in the right direction, and good for you, George Zimmerman, and good luck to you from here on out, and Firearms Defense wishes you the best. This is your Firearms Defense channel signing off on video number 111. I'll see you in video number 112.